What's up guys, we're back with another video today and I'm going to be going through 5 of the fitness myths which people believe to this day still in this video, and I'm going to be breaking them down and basically debunking them, as well as showing you a workout in my new routine. Just here listening to Drake's new album, which is fire, waiting for a mate to come down. He's going to join me in the gym today. I'm going to go for a workout in my new program, and we're going to go through that as we're debunking these myths. So let me start off with number 1. Okay, crunches burn belly fat. No, people still believe to this day that crunches, sit-ups, anything to do with abs burns belly fat. So let me tell you that you cannot specifically target where you lose your fat from. Okay, this is predetermined by your genetics. Some people hold their fat in like the sort of hip area, love handles. Other luckier ones are more in the bum and the hamstrings, quads, and some other people hold it in their abs. So they can get really lean, like 10%, 11% body fat, but still have no visible abs. And this is because this is where the fat stores in your body, okay, and this is where it comes off last. So for me, my main fat storage is around my hips. Even if I'm down to like 10-12% body fat, you still struggle to get some visibility at the lower part of my abs. But this is again predetermined by genetics, and no amount of crunches will be able to remove that fat from that specific area. And what I will say is that the only way that you can possibly reduce body fat in an area is by maintaining a calorie deficit, maintaining your activity, and being patient. Okay, being patient is the main one, because being in a calorie deficit is not easy, and you will feel hungry, you will feel frustrated, and you will want to just smash everything that you see in your way: pizza, burger, donuts, cookies, everything. You're going to want to hit everything, but you need to stay patient. You need to maintain yourself in a calorie deficit, and the fat will drop off, but albeit it'll be dictated by your genetics. So don't get frustrated. I know it's easier said than done, but try not to get frustrated. Stay on course, stay consistent, and you will see the results at the end. Stay tuned for myth number 2. Just waiting for my mate to come down, and then we'll be hitting the gym, so I'll see you there.
Man, my diamonds so icy that you can ski on it. Yellow diamonds looking like a nigga really beat on it. Michaels with the wrist, red bottles bleed on it. Niggas watching what I do just so they can feed off me. Man, my diamonds so icy that you can ski on it. Yellow diamonds looking like a nigga really beat on it. Michaels with the wrist, red bottles bleed on it. Niggas watching what I do just so they can feed on me. Yeah, I'm hot right now, got a thought right now, and if I pull up my camcorder, she gon' go down. Yeah, I'm hot right now, got a thought right now, and if I pull up my camcorder, she gon' go down.
Hey, like, put her with my cards in the roof. Tell me, have you ever seen the cars up in the? Hey, like, put her with my touching the roof. Tell me, have you ever seen the stars all in the roof? And like, Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne, 2 bad bitches in the coupe, man. Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne, 2 bad bitches in the coupe, man. Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne, 2 bad bitches in the coupe, man. Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne, 2 bad bitches in the coupe, man. It's exciting to watch a view with you. Fuck a bad bitch inside the car, then watch her sleep on you. See the counting all the stars, she laid her head up by the moon. She said there's a shooting star, she made a wish and Nick and Drew. I got
diamonds so icy that you can ski on it. Yellow diamonds looking like a nigga really beat on it. Michaels with the wrist, red bottles bleed on it. Niggas watching what I do just so they can feed off me. Man, my diamonds so icy that you can ski on it. Yellow diamonds looking like a nigga really beat on it. Michaels with the wrist, red bottles bleed on it. Niggas watching what I do just so they can feed on me.
2 bad bitches in the coupe, nice. Have them battle for the D like it's Fortnite. Watch them pull each other's weave like it's on sight. But she still gon' let me be that she lost sight. Fuck her better if the doors is open, ooh. Black and silver body, but my thoughts are on her boobs. I can't tell her nothing cause her head is to the roof. Seen that bad massive and white and start just looking like the juice. I can make that bitch hit that gas, let it goose. Spilling to the bitch and let the bitches know they loose. Said it's something about they body and they got the roof. Said it's something about my body, why the stars call me Bruce. Ooh, 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 ooh. Bruce Wayne.
do, just so they can feed off me. Man, my diamonds so icy that you can ski on it. Yellow diamonds looking like a nigga really peed on it. Michaels with the wrist, red bottles bleed on it. Niggas watching what I do, just so they can feed on me, yeah.
Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne, two bad bitches in the coupe, man. Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne, two bad bitches in the coupe, man. Bruce Wayne and Bruce Wayne.
So guys, workout is done, full body smashed with a boy in the background. Now we're gonna move on to myth number 2. So sweating means you've had a good workout. Does it though? Not necessarily. So sweating could be due to several reasons. Could be the clothes that you're wearing, could be the temperature, could be how hard you're going. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've had a good workout if you're sweating. It could mean that you've had a little rest in between your sets. Does it mean that you're building muscle because you're sweating? No, it doesn't. It just means that you are exerting yourself to a point where your body feels the need to sweat in order to cool it down. And it is not sweating fat, it's sweating water. You lose that. When you drink water again, you put it back on. So don't be fooled by the amount of sweat on you when you're working out. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're burning fat or building muscle or that your workout was more effective. It could be a number of reasons, so don't treat it as a gauge for muscle gain. So we're here after the gym in the car for myth number 3. I'm gonna bring you in and get your opinion on this. So myth number 3, being sore means that you've had a good workout. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't say that's necessarily true.
Yeah, so the reason for being sore, doing an activity that you're not perhaps used to, so it's a change in programming, change in routine, maybe more sets, different exercises. So it's like a new kind of stimulus in the body, but that doesn't mean that you've had a good workout. It just means that you've done something differently or you've worked too hard. So the key when you're working out is not to be as sore as you can the next day and the day after and the day after, because let's face it, who wants to do a leg day and feel like they can't walk or sit down on the toilet for the next 3 days? Pretty uncomfortable, right?
Very.
So really what you want to feel like is the next day you want to feel like you've done a workout, but you don't want to have that uncomfortable soreness. Maybe a little bit of soreness is okay. A bit of soreness to the touch just means that yes, you've worked out and you've done something, but you don't want to be overly sore because then it starts getting in the way of your recovery. You don't recover as efficiently, and you need to ensure that your body's adapting. So the recovery phase and the adaptation phase are two different things. If you go too hard and you overwork your muscle, your body will then try and repair and try and get that soreness gone. But that doesn't mean that it's adapting, it just means that it's repairing from an over stimulus that you've provided to the body. So be mindful of that. If you're training or you've got a trainer and you train till you're sick, or you train until you can't anymore, and then the next day you feel run down like you've been hit by a truck, and the following day as well you can't sit down, you can't walk, then really that's not the smart way of training, and you probably need to switch up your routine and do less of the volume or the intensity. So bear that in mind next time you feel sore. Moving on to myth number 4. So more is better. No days off, bro. Let's do it, bro. No rest days, bro. No, that is literally the worst thing that you can do. Kind of ties into the previous myth, right? So being sore is detrimental to your recovery and adaptation and growth of your muscle repair. Everything that has to do with the recovery process and the repairing process, and then the adaptation process, is hindered by going in too hard and not allowing yourself to have a day off. For me, as you've probably seen from this workout, I did a full body workout, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. I've been doing the upper lowers, I've been doing the push-pull legs, I've sort of played around with them for a while now, and for me, I thought, do you know what, I haven't tried a full body workout for a while, except for sometimes when I'm on holiday and I don't want to work out every day and I want to enjoy myself. I do a full body workout. So I thought I'm going to try and switch it up. I'm going to do 4. So what I'm doing is I'm doing 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. So covering the full week, 4 days on, 3 days off. And what I'm doing is I'm putting more emphasis on certain body parts on certain days. So on the first full body workout, it might be more of a leg emphasis. On the second one might be a bit more of a back emphasis, a bit more of a chest emphasis. So what I'm doing is essentially building the program around 5 or 6 big compound moves like the squats, like the deadlifts, like the bent over rows, like the bench press, like the overhead press as well. So making sure that I'm hitting them when I'm most fresh in those workouts, program my workouts around those. But yeah, with regards to day offs, I've always kind of had days off of training. There was a period when of course I was starting out early, you know, starting out in the gym probably 12 years ago, and it was more like bro splits, you know, your chest one day, back one day, shoulders, legs, arms, or maybe skip legs, and I'd rest over the weekend. But of course, that's not the most optimal way of training, as is backed by science and has been proven by many studies that you can find anywhere on the internet, that if you split your volume between 2 or 3 sessions a day, is actually more beneficial, because you are getting more than one opportunity to send that muscle building signal to your muscles. So the concept of going all out, no days off, that a lot of people do go by is, you know, it's not realistic for somebody, especially that's natural. So if you're enhanced and you know, you're a top level athlete, you're a bodybuilder, competitive bodybuilder, maybe a pro, then obviously that, you know, even then you need rest. But that's probably more of the people that should be looking at maximizing their training, like 6 times a week, with 1 day off. But you see, even like the big bodybuilders, IFBB pros, Mr. Olympia, CBum, he takes rest days as well. So they're just imperative to your recovery. So no, more is not necessarily better. You just need to find a way to program your days rest, so that they make sense and that you're getting the most out of them. And of course, look at training. It depends. If you're a beginner, I'd say probably training 3 times a week is cool. I mean, you can do upper lower rest, you can do full body rest, you can do upper lower rest, yeah. So you know, 3-4 times a week is more than enough. If you're more advanced, like, I mean, even 4, if you're more advanced, 4 times a week, 5 times a week is plenty. You just have to adjust the intensity that you're doing things, and maybe like tweak the volume a little bit, maybe include some techniques such as drop sets or supersets in some training sessions to allow that greater intensity and just pushing yourself that little bit extra. But yeah, in the overall, like, general population that are just looking to get fit, I think like 3 times a week, 4 times a week is more than enough, and you get a lot of benefits from that. And you're not always feeling tired from your previous workouts, you know. It's like getting the adequate rest, so you are feeling fresh, you're feeling good, and you're progressing, which is the most important thing, along with feeling better and feeling healthier and being healthier. So that's myth number 4 busted. And now, last but not least, is myth number 5. So we've got eat more to grow. Yeah, to get fat, you don't really need to eat a lot more than you're already eating to gain muscle. Muscle gaining process isn't as complicated as people make it out to be, and that you have to eat X amount of calories above your maintenance in order to make gains and whatnot. Not really. Like, you don't even need like more than 150 calories a day, more than above maintenance to make gains. You literally just need 150 calories tops to make gains. Just because you're eating 500 calories extra every day doesn't mean you're gonna gain muscle in a faster rate. I mean, you might slightly, but you'll also have the side effects of gaining a lot of fat to go with that, and then you have to submit yourself to long, torturous cut. Let's face it, who really wants to be in a calorie restricted diet for a long time? Not a lot of people, unless you have the dedication of, as I mentioned before, IFBB pros or real serious athletes. You're probably not going to want to do that. So if you want to get big, just do it wisely. Just eat slightly above your maintenance, maybe maintenance. You know, maintenance is slightly above. You know, I'm sure if you're familiar with Greg Doucette's channel, Greg Doucette always promotes main gaining. Yeah, so main gaining is really the way to go, because you're maintaining yourself healthy. You're not putting unwanted body fat, unnecessary body fat on you, which then subsequently leads to a long, torturous cut. You are seeing hopefully progress in your lifts. Of course, if you are not seeing progress in your lifts and like the scale or the way that you're looking or your lifts are not changing, then yeah, by all means bump your calories up by 100. That's fine, but do it gradually. Don't think that because you've come out of a cut then you can just go, yeah, let's put another 500 calories above maintenance to try and get big. It's just not going to work, because you're going to find yourself having to go on another cut again for another 6 months. So you're basically going to be bulking for 6 months, cutting for 6 months, bulking for 6 months, cutting for 6 months. And what that does to you is, you know, it's not ideal for your body, it's not ideal for your hormones, your metabolism. You're just yo-yoing. It's called yo-yo dieting. So just stick to your normal maintenance, include foods that you enjoy, make smart choices. You probably heard about me talk about making smart choices. If you haven't, check out my other videos where I look at substituting some ingredients to make it less calorie dense and getting more volume out of each meal. So be sure to check out the rest of my videos for any more tips on how to do that. So yeah, that's myth number 5. That brings the video to an end. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed the workout, and I hope you can get some value out of these myths and the explanation that I've given with it. Hopefully you will be in a better place to continue or start your fitness journey. And be sure to give me a follow on Instagram for any workout ideas. Subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.